Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have a replay from a rather prominent member of the community here on this channel. So today's replay is from Kasumi. Now, many of you have probably seen Kasumi's post and read Kasumi's post on Discord and on YouTube. And Kasumi, we aren't really sure what Kasumi is. On YouTube, Kasumi goes by Evangeline something or another, but most of us know Kasumi as Kasumi. Now, I don't mean we don't know rather if Kasumi is a male or female, but we're not sure if Kasumi is a person or just the Warships wiki that has become sentient. Kasumi is a lexicon of knowledge of World of Warships. Many of his posts have helped out, well, me, quite frankly, because they're very informative and very well explained, and Kasumi is not afraid to reach the the letter limit here on YouTube and on Discord as well to explain his or her point and explain it very thoroughly. Again, very helpful. I've learned a lot from Kasumi, and his build here on the Yamato, the Tier 10 Japanese battleship, is rather quite interesting. So, he didn't include his modules, but he did include his captain skills. I'm assuming that he has basically the basic Yami module builds, but his captain builds are very interesting. So he has priority target, expert marksman, obviously you want to take that on Yami, adrenaline rush, superintendent, basics of survivability, and this is an interesting part, manual secondaries, and concealment expert. So manual secondaries on the Yami isn't the normal pick for most Yami captains. Most Yami captains go with either a full survivability build or a bit of a, well, actually most Yami captains go with a full survivability build. As far as captain skills go, that's what I have on my Yami right now. I did try out the full Yami secondary build, I think a couple of weeks ago, and, you know, Yami secondaries, they aren't that fantastic against cruisers and battleships. Against destroyers, they're actually pretty decent. And in the email, Kasumi even specified that he has manual secondaries just so his secondary guns can be DD killers. And he also just took a pot shot at a broadside Yoshino from about 23 kilometers away, and Yoshino does not disappoint. He's rewarded with 2 citadels and 31,000 damage off the bat. Yami secondaries are pretty decent against destroyers, which is rather quite nice in the Yami because her turrets, even if you have them all WD-40'd up with all the captain skills and modules you have, they still take about 2.5 years to turn. So it is pretty safe to build into the Yami secondaries a little bit so you can have some added security against destroyers. I used to run a hybrid main battery and secondary battery build on my Yami, and then I just retooled it for a survivability build because, yes, the secondaries have saved my butt quite a few times, but in the modern meta of World of Warships, destroyers really won't be getting that close to you anyway, especially if it's a carrier game. So anyway, what's going on in Kasumi's game? So most of Kasumi's team has gone to A and have decided that they don't like A and are not getting anywhere close to it. Kasumi is now pushing in a Yami into the C cap. Now he has managed to catch the enemy Yami and Alaska, and I think there's a Gascon over here somewhere too, kind of off guard. And of course, no one expects a Yami to be the first ship to push up into a cap. Yamis normally sit in the back where, ooh, there goes another nice hit there on that Yamato. 21,000 damage off of a Citadel, 2 pins, and 3 overpins. Yamis normally sit in the back because they are one of the best ships, probably the best ship in the game. Actually, yeah, it is the best ship in the game currently for sniping, at least tier 10. And they do great back there because the ship's basically built around that. Even its armor is built to perform best against long-range shots. It's not the best ship to be up close and personal with. Now, Kasumi is in a bit of a tight situation here. He is the furthest ship up on his team. He's being targeted by 3 enemy players right now, so he can't really turn around. So he does the best thing he can do and goes about into the enemy team. If he would turn around in front of all these ships right now, GK, Miami, and Alaska, he would probably lose all his health rather quite quickly. So he has to go with option number 2 and go bow in and wait for his team to push up. Now, he does have 2 cruisers coming to back him up over in the C cap. If you look at the map above the A cap, his team is, well, not doing the best thing they could be doing in this situation. But nevertheless, Kasumi is pushing forward, and he does have most of the enemy, not most, well, a good chunk of the enemy team in front of him. That, you know, they're kind of stuck in between dealing with, well, depending, I don't know what battleships are over there, Kasumi's team. So they could be in those ships' range. They could not be. I know they are probably within range of that friendly cruiser. Yet it's a Neptune. They will be in the range of that pretty soon. But the enemy team does have the advantage right now. They're up a ship. They're up almost 300 points at this point in time. And they kind of just let Kasumi go. So he caught a break there. He did go undetected. He chose to go dark, which is a smart move. He got an assist in cap ribbon. And now the enemy team, it looks like they're stuck between choosing to shoot at... Oh, rip Neptune. They're stuck between choosing to shoot at the friendly ship, well, Kasumi's friendly ships above the B cap, and trying to, of course, not be broadside to Kasumi. Now, a Harugumo and a Benson have been detected by the Baltimore's radar, and Kasumi has selected that Benson for the Yami's secondaries to chew on. Benson is also just slowed down right in front of Kasumi, and ooh, full hit on the Harugumo, brings it on to 6 hit points, and then his secondaries get him, and he gets a close quarters expert in a Yami. So the Harugumo, as we all know, did not get the BBAP nerf, so it did take the old full damage pins there from Kasumi's Yami, and then the secondaries managed to finish him off. Benson smokes up, does take one over pin from Kasumi. Kasumi's now taking this opportunity to turn, and as you just saw, he actually got off pretty lucky there that very well could have ended him there. I think that was from the enemy Yami, because it did hurt quite a bit, or it could have been a lucky shot from the GK, or if it was a really lucky shot, could have been from the Alaska. So Kasumi's down to about 30,000 hit points now. He still does have 3 heals left. He's undetected at this point. Ooh, broadside Alsace, 21 kilometers away. So the good thing about the Yami is when you're about 16 to 17-ish kilometers away from enemy ships, you're actually pretty well protected. And if you angle correctly, which you don't have to angle extremely at about 16 kilometers away, because of the Yami's armor setup, it's great for dealing with long-range salvos. But things can still get through, and you don't want to just stay broadside on. And when you get from about 16 kilometers in on a Yami, actually it's more like 15-ish kilometers in on a Yami, then that's when Yami's armor really starts to fall apart. Anything with decent pinning AP from 15 kilometers in can citadel Yami pretty hard. I mean Alaska, even like the Des Moines, but especially American cruisers with their AP. Yami just falls apart at closer range, and he managed to get a lucky hit there on that. Well, not lucky, a well-aimed hit there on the Worcester using his spotter plane. So that's the thing about Yamis, when they're at long range, they're really tough to deal with. It's really aggravating too, because they will be sitting what is mostly broadside to you, but they'll still be bouncing or getting some pretty lackluster pins at that range. Speaking of Yami, this one is stuck broadside on to Kasumi's Yami at 17 kilometers away, and ooh, that could have been a lot worse. There he gets a 7,000, two pins there for 7,000 damage, 2 overpins, and a ricochet. Megami is now looking to roast him. And that Yami goes undetected. He keeps his reticle where that Yami was last spotted and lets his shells fly. The Laterable has taken care of the enemy Benson that was, I'm assuming, was hunting Kasumi. So now it looks like gets the Megami right there. I'm sorry, gets the Yami. Now it looks like Kasumi's team has gained a bit of their confidence back. And the friendly Small Lynx has captured B. There is a friendly DD capturing A. And now it is the enemy team that is getting a little stage fright. And that's how I do this Megami. Not a Citadel, but a pretty nice hit. One shell, 6,000 damage. Oh, and an overpin too. Alaska coming in now, wanting to play. Now, the Alaska is a pretty tough little cruiser, but again, against 18.1 guns, they're currently the biggest guns in the game. The Yoshimo will change that when she comes out in a couple of patches. So, Kasumi gives Alaska the business, and, ooh, just a little bit too low to connect, and the ones that did connect bounced or hit the torpedo protection. So, I know that's an annoying feeling. And the Alaska is still sitting fairly broadside on to Kasumi. Kasumi gives him another salvo of the business. And that's a little bit better. 6,000 damage. And again, 6,000 damage and another overpin. And now it looks like the Alaska is angling sharper against the Yami. Misses that. Wow, that was actually really bad dispersion from Alaska, especially at this range. There we go. Looks like he's trying to hit the little cheek on the Yami underneath the number 2 turret. Kasumi aims low there, trying to pin the Alaska's bow, and unfortunately all the shots missed. Laterable throws some torpedoes at the Alaska, and now Kasumi's being targeted by 3 enemy ships. You have a Bismarck 9 kilometers away from him, Kura first 15 kilometers away, Gascon 17 kilometers away, and this Alaska who's getting quite brave getting this close to Yamato. And some better pins there, 9,000 damage, but that dispersion was not the best. Imperial Japanese gunnery just seems to get really, really inaccurate at ranges that they should be really, really accurate at. Like, you know, you would think a crew that could hit a shot at 20 kilometers away with regular accuracy would hit an Alaska from 6 kilometers away. But I digress. This Megami is giving Kasumi a full broadside. And he also just sailed into an island. But hey, look, those 2 overpins are enough for Kasumi to get Confederate. Started a fire on the Alaska with his secondaries. And I forgot to mention he did select the Alaska for his secondaries to chew on. He's at 56 secondary hits so far. Megami stuck broadside on, reversing away. That's not good for the Megami. And will he delete the Megami? Mostly. He did burn out the Alaska with his secondaries. So this is his second kill in the Yami with his secondaries this game. I love that. So he's at 4 kills now, 3.7 million potential damage on his 79,000 damage done so far. Megami's still selling broadside on to a Yami from 11 kilometers away. I guess he doesn't like living all that much. Manages to turn in at the last second and avoid Kasumi's shells. But does still take an overpin from Kasumi. Kasumi's on fire in 2 places now. His damage cost is still on cooldown, and he is completely out of heals at this point. Megami's still chugging AP at Kasumi. Right before the Megami gets behind the island, sets a 3rd fire on Kasumi. Kasumi manages to get a Citadel and his 5th kill for his Kraken Unleashed. And wow, it's not over yet. it's pretty close to over, not going to lie, as you can tell by the score. And Kasumi's team went from being quite passive to a couple of key plays by some players in the West and Kasumi in the East who just refused to give up C, save this game from being an utter walkover from the enemy team. Kasumi takes what will probably his last shot at the Gascon, who's sailing away at about 15 kilometers, and Japanese gunnery's going to do what Japanese gunnery's going to do. Gets 2 overpins of the Gascon, and that's game. So, Kasumi did an excellent job of standing his ground and basically getting done what needed to get done in order to ensure a victory for his team. He finished just shy of 200,000 damage done. He received 2,400 base XP, and with all his modifiers, he hauled in a nice little profit there in terms of XP and credits. So, Kasumi, thank you for sending that in. It's always interesting to see your replays, again, because we're not sure if Kasumi is human or just a self-aware version of the World of Warships wiki. But anyway, thanks for sending in, Kasumi. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers now, and we just passed 8,100 subs, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. I'm finally going to go to bed now. It's very late for me on a work night, so I'll catch you guys in the next one.